Yo, what's up everyone? It's Extreme Top 10 back with a deep dive into the wild world of tech and finance. Remember when TikTok was just that app where everyone was doing the renegade? Yeah, well, those days are gone. We're talking billions of downloads, millions of users in the US alone, and then, bam, banned. This wasn't just about some dance crazes or viral trends, this was about national security, data privacy, and a whole lot of geopolitical drama. So, buckle up because in this video, we're breaking down the top 10 reasons why TikTok got hit with the ban hammer. We're talking about everything from data concerns to straight-up espionage accusations. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, let's talk national security. Governments around the world started getting seriously concerned about how much information TikTok was collecting. We're talking about everything from your location data to your browsing history, even down to the kind of phone you're using. Imagine a scenario where a foreign government could access the personal data of millions of Americans. This wasn't just some abstract fear, it was a serious enough concern that even the US military banned TikTok from government-issued devices. That's how real this national security threat was perceived to be. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of data privacy. In today's digital age, our online activities leave behind a trail of data that can be tracked, analyzed, and even exploited. From the moment you wake up and check your phone, to the time you go to bed, your digital footprint is constantly growing. We all know that social media apps collect our data, but TikTok was on another level. It wasn't just about knowing your favorite dance trends or the latest viral challenges, they were diving deep into your personal habits and preferences. We're talking facial recognition software, voice pattern analysis, even keystroke dynamics. They were collecting it all. Imagine the level of detail they could gather about you, from your facial expressions to the way you type. The question wasn't just what they were collecting, but how they were using it, and more importantly, who they were sharing it with. Were they selling it to advertisers, or was there a more sinister agenda at play? Think about it. Every time you open TikTok, scroll through your feed, or like a video, you're leaving a digital trail. This trail can be pieced together to create a comprehensive profile of who you are, what you like, and even where you go. The concern was that TikTok wasn't just building a profile on you for targeted advertising, they were potentially handing over sensitive information to a foreign power. This raised significant national security concerns. This wasn't just some conspiracy theory, there were actual reports of TikTok employees accessing user data from within China. These reports fueled fears about how secure our personal information really was. In a world where data is the new gold, your personal information is incredibly valuable. Companies and even governments are willing to go to great lengths to get their hands on it. So the next time you use a social media app, remember the treasure trove of data you're leaving behind. Let's talk surveillance. The concern was that the Chinese government could potentially use TikTok as a tool for mass surveillance. Imagine a scenario where a government could track your location, monitor your conversations, and even censor the content you see, all through a seemingly harmless app on your phone. We've already seen how technology can be used for surveillance purposes, and TikTok, with its massive user base and data collection practices, could be a powerful tool in the wrong hands. Now, it's important to note that these were just accusations, and TikTok has repeatedly denied any involvement in government surveillance. But the fact that these concerns were being raised at all is a testament to the level of distrust surrounding the app. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, and its ties to the Chinese government. This is a topic that has sparked a lot of debates and concerns globally. In China, there's this thing called the National Intelligence Law, which basically requires Chinese companies to cooperate with the government on intelligence gathering, even if it means handing over user data. This law has been a point of contention for many international observers. That means ByteDance, as a Chinese company, could be legally obligated to provide the Chinese government with access to TikTok's user data, even if they didn't want to. This potential obligation has raised eyebrows and led to numerous discussions about privacy and data security. That's a pretty big deal, especially when you consider the sheer amount of data TikTok collects. From user preferences and behavior to location data and personal information, the app gathers a vast array of data points. This connection between ByteDance and the Chinese government raised serious concerns about data security and national security. Governments around the world have been scrutinizing TikTok's data practices. fearing that sensitive information could be accessed by the Chinese authorities. It's like lending your phone to someone you don't entirely trust. You never know what they might do with it. The uncertainty and potential risks involved have led to calls for stricter regulations and even bans in some countries. So, with all these concerns swirling around, it's no surprise that TikTok found itself in hot water with US regulators. We're talking about the big leagues here: the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, the Federal Trade Commission, even Congress itself. Everyone was breathing down TikTok's neck. CFIUS, which reviews. Let's be real, folks. This wasn't just about data privacy or national security, it was also about politics. The US-China relationship was already strained, with trade wars and tech rivalries dominating the headlines. TikTok, as a Chinese-owned company operating in the US, became a symbol of these tensions. Then came the Trump administration, which took a particularly aggressive stance towards TikTok. They issued executive orders threatening to ban the app unless it was sold to an American company. TikTok became a bargaining chip in a high-stakes game of international politics. It highlighted the challenges of navigating the complex relationship between governments and tech companies. Okay, let's talk competition. In the fast-paced world of social media, new platforms are constantly emerging. But few have made as big a splash as TikTok. TikTok's meteoric rise to fame wasn't just about catchy dance routines and viral trends. It was about disrupting the established social media landscape. It introduced a new way of content consumption that was both addictive and engaging, capturing the attention of millions worldwide. We're talking about an app that went from 0 to 1 billion users in just a few years, challenging the dominance of American giants like Facebook and Instagram. This rapid growth was unprecedented and forced these established players to rethink their strategies. Some argued that TikTok's success came at the expense of American companies, and that its data collection practices gave it an unfair advantage. Concerns about user privacy and data security became hot topics, with many questioning how TikTok handled the vast amounts of data it collected. There were accusations of TikTok copying features from competitors, and concerns about the platform's algorithm promoting Chinese content over American content. These issues sparked debates about fairness and the ethical implications of algorithmic biases. The question is, was TikTok's success a threat to American tech companies, or was it simply a case of healthy competition in the ever-evolving world of social media? As the landscape continues to shift, only time will tell how these dynamics will play out. Let's be real, the internet can be a wild west of information, and misinformation spreads like wildfire on social media. TikTok, with its massive reach and addictive algorithm, was no exception. From conspiracy theories to fake news, TikTok became a breeding ground for misinformation, and that raised serious concerns about its impact on society. The concern was that TikTok wasn't doing enough to combat the spread of misinformation, and that its algorithm was actually promoting harmful content. This raised questions about the platform's responsibility to its users and its role in shaping public discourse. In a world where information is power, the spread of misinformation can have real-world consequences. Alright parents, this one's for you. TikTok's popularity wasn't limited to adults, it took the younger generation by storm. But with that popularity came concerns about the platform's impact on children and teenagers. We're talking about cyberbullying, exposure to inappropriate content, and the potential for addiction. TikTok's algorithm, designed to keep you scrolling, raised concerns about its addictive nature, especially for young users. While TikTok did implement some safety features like parental controls and age restrictions, the question remained, was it enough to protect young users from the potential harms of the platform? Love it or hate it, there's no denying that TikTok had a massive impact on culture. From dance crazes to viral trends, TikTok infiltrated every corner of the internet and beyond. It gave rise to a new generation of influencers and content creators, reshaped the music industry, and even influenced fashion and language. The ban on TikTok sparked a debate about the power of tech companies, the role of government regulation, and the future of online expression. It also highlighted the cultural exchange that's possible through social media, even amidst geopolitical tensions. One thing's for sure, the digital world will never be the same. So, there you have it, the top 10 reasons why TikTok got banned in the US. From national security concerns to data privacy issues, accusations of surveillance, and political pressures, TikTok found itself at the center of a perfect storm. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. Ultimately, the TikTok ban raises important questions about the balance between national security, data privacy, freedom of expression, and the role of technology in our lives. Do you think the ban on TikTok was justified, or was it an overreaction? Let us know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content.